Okay, starting off, I have my design kind of laid out. I don't even have like proper pencils to like mark fabric. Like I have a couple, but none of them are working, so I used a white eyeliner stick. That worked out pretty well, but that's like the basic shape. Tail on the left side, kind of nose or mouth of the fish on the right side. These are three little, like, I think I'm gonna call them like doodle fish, because like I looked on Pinterest and they all look nice. I tried out a couple things, but I wanted it to be like my own idea, so this is like doodling with a pencil, but like embroidery version. So there's no specific like technique I'm using, or no specific, I don't know, like design really. But anyways, I'm just like kind of like embroidering like an outline of like the body of the fish. This color, I'm doing like kind of like a back stitch technique, like a semi back stitch. The color of this thread is like a yellow gold tannish color, like it's pretty neutral. As you can see, I'm just doing like a little half oval. I mean, it's really, it don't look a whole lot. It'll come together though, don't worry. And I do that, and then I'm going in and I'm like filling in that little half circle thing that I just outlined. And there's really no like specific way. I'm just like I said, like just making a bunch of little like basic up down stitches is like the best way to describe it, like randomly. But I'm not overlapping them, I should say. I'm not really overlapping them at all, because I feel like that would just kind of be wasting the string. There's a close-up, that helps. But yeah, there's really not much to it. I think it speeds up here in a sec. Yep. I'm kind of going at it like going up in lines almost, but there's kind of like a little circle I'm making too on the end of that. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but whatever. Anyways, I just do that for the middle one, and then each of the side ones. I did the middle one first so that I could have like a good like reference guide for both of them, but as you can see, they're very different. I couldn't replicate it exactly, but that's okay. But you just do that. Now I'm taking this little blue embroidery thread or string or whatever, and I'm starting like kind of with the edge of the tail there. But if that kind of helps what I'm about to do, I go from like the top of that tail point to outlining the body, and I'm doing the same stitching as I did with the golden thread, where I'm like kind of doing a back stitch, overlapping but not really overlapping. But I'm just using that blue thread to outline the entire body of the fish, as so. And then I go into the tail here. And the tail is also pretty basic. Like, I'm just kind of like doing long stitches on the two side ends there. And then closer towards the middle of the tail, I keep it pretty short. This tail was the best tail. It's the nicest looking one. You kind of just start from that center point and then kind of, do it outwards, and then yeah, she looks pretty good. The other two don't look as good. The first one always looks the best in my opinion, and then the other two just look like not as good, but that's okay. Because at least it's unique. It's homemade. Always tie off. The back's always gonna look like a mess, and I don't show it, but like I definitely did get stuck a couple times, or there was like a knot in the back and I lost like a whole bunch of thread, so just be turning it over pretty frequently. Okay, now I'm using a black thread to go in and make a little eyeball. And I'm just doing one French knot at like the center. So I think I slow it down here. I take my needle and then I take that thread coming directly out of the fabric. I wrap it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I stick the needle right back into where the thread came out of the fabric. And I stick it right back in. I pull through. And then I tighten my French knots. Otherwise, they look all loosey-goosey and weird and whatever. And it has an eyeball. Look at that. I always touch it. I always like tap it with my finger. And then I just cast off. And do that another time. You do it for both of them. I just showed it here again to get that slow-mo of the French knot. 1, 2, 3, wrap it around and stick it right back in where you pulled it through. I guess not right back in. You don't want it to go through the exact same like hole in the fabric, otherwise it'll just all fall apart. But tighten her up and pull it all the way through, and it should be a teeny little knot. Okay, do it for the third one. I know that looks like it has like a nose on the third one on the right, but that's just like the white eyeliner residue. There's no fabric there. Okay, now I'm just like outlining the eye with white. Like the black is like the pupil, and then the white is like the whatever it's called, I don't know. Makes it look kind of like more freaky in my opinion, but I think it looks cuter. But you could just leave with the black too. I think the white adds a little bit more. I do like just a basic up and down kind of stitch, or maybe I do a back stitch. Oh god, I can't even remember. I think I just did a back stitch right there. Okay, so I do a back stitch, and I basically like do it 4 times around the eye. So I make like a box or a square around the eye with the white string. And it just makes it pop out a little bit more. I'm not trying to like do it directly like on the black like French knot. Like there's no like me sticking the needle through the French knot anywhere. I'm just trying to work it all the way around. And yeah, wow, I'm awful at filming these, but whatever. Tie it off. And it looks like a mess. It's all like tied around each other. Like these, like, I don't even know. The way I like did this, like all of my, oh god, what do you call them? Whatever. It was all just so tied up back there. Like I'm not putting anything on the back of that. And there's the final result. Super cute. Bye.